Moving on to the next case, that is case 3, which comes under again the non-isotropic. Case 3 as well as case 4. Now there is no much derivation as compared to your case 1 and case 2. This is just a slight change in the case 2. Case 2 you have actually end fire array. But what happens in case 3 is, in the end fire array, the directivity is not increased. Whereas we will be finding the direction in the previous case for applying phi is equal to 0. We used to get that is delta is equal to minus d. So some value for delta is equal to minus dr. So based on that, you're going to find out what is actually the direction of an end fire array. So here, in this case, to find out the maximum directivity, we change the equation of delta. So, which was introduced by Hansen and Woodyard. So this condition is also called as Hansen and Woodyard condition, or an end fire array with increased directivity, or it is Hansen-Woodyard end fire array. Now here, in this array, you will be able to design the pattern for maximum directivity. Now, in the mathematical expression, now if we consider the ordinary end fire array, that is the second case, which we say ordinary end fire array, you had an equation for this delta as plus or minus kd. So where, or if I write it in terms of minus dr, it is delta is equal to minus dr. So based on that beta d value, what you substitute, you used to get an equation. Whereas in case of end fire array with maximum directivity, the delta value is minus of dr plus pi by n. Now this equation is mainly used for increased directivity. So in order to increase this directivity, what we actually do in an array is, you will be closely, the spacing between the arrays will be very much close. So Hansen and Woodyard, they analyze the pattern based on this equation, that is delta is equal to minus of dr plus pi by n. Now, for example, if we consider the phase angle, that is xi equation, we know it is dr cos phi plus delta. So substitute the delta value here in place of dr cos phi minus dr plus pi by n. So this is equal to dr cos phi minus dr minus pi by n. Take out dr common. It is cos phi minus 1 minus pi by n. So this is the equation of xi for increased directivity. Xi is equal to dr cos phi minus 1 minus pi by n. Considering an example, you can see that consider n is equal to 4, d is equal to lambda by 2. If I substitute it here, delta value will be minus dr plus pi by n. Dr we know it is beta d. So this is equal to 2 pi by lambda into lambda by 2. So we'll get the dr value as pi. Substitute it here, delta is equal to minus pi plus pi by 4. N value is 4. So you get delta value as minus pi by 4. So considering this equation, we can say that there is a phase change of pi by 4 happening for all the cases when you consider for some other n value or some other d value. If you consider xi equation, we know peaks will be obtained for psi is equal to 0, or we know the value of phi is equal to 0 because for an end fire array, if you consider the value, it is maximum for 0 or 180. So if I consider the 0 equation, your xi value changes to dr cos 0 minus 1 minus pi by n. Cos 0 is 1, 1 minus 1 will be 0, this total term goes to 0. So the value of xi will be pi by n, or if I consider for this n is equal to 4, xi will be minus pi by 4. So each values will change based on the n value. Suppose it is 5 or 6 or 7 n value. So based on that, you're going to find out the xi value. Similarly, for this, there is no, again, derivation. You can remember the electric field equation, which is given for the increased directivity, sine pi by n, sine n xi by 2. This is the general equation, sine n xi by 2 by sine xi by 2. So if you see, the directivity of the electric field is increased by a factor, sine pi by n. So the electric field intensity of the increased directivity end-fire array is sine pi by n into sine n xi by 2 by sine xi by 2. So this equation mainly improves your directivity. That is, directivity is actually given with an additional phase shift patterns, which is actually given by an equation d is equal to lambda by 4, 1 minus 1 by n. So over very long arrays, this elements can be considered for quarter wavelength, that is lambda by 4. So this mainly this particular condition is used for maximum directivity of linear array. Whenever you consider the linear array, if you have to increase the directivity of a system, then you're going to find it out. And here the general difference is the pattern. If I have both the patterns of end-fire array and the increased directivity pattern, so this will be the pattern of increased directivity, whereas the normal directivity pattern will be somewhat having the width greater than your ordinary end-fire array. So this is your ordinary end-fire array. The width of the pattern will be less, but the directivity of the pattern will be more in case of, that is, end-fire array with increased directivity. Whereas here, the directivity will be less, whereas the maximum direction you will be obtaining for phi is equal to 0 or phi is equal to 180 degrees. So you have to remember generally two equations. The important equation is one is with respect to delta and one more with respect to xi. And if requires electric field intensity. No much derivation is there in case 3. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Moving on to the fourth case. So fourth case is array with maximum field in an arbitrary direction. Or it is called as scanning array. Again, here also, just a simple difference. Whenever we consider an array with a field pattern, there will be some direction where your phi will be having some value. Because if you consider end-fire array, it is 0. If you consider broad fire array, it is 90. So similarly, here, we are not going to actually equate it to some value. It is, in this case, the phi value is not equal to k pi by 2, where again k will take the value 0, 1, 2. We know the xi equation, that is dr cos phi plus delta. For finding out the peak, we know we have to substitute 0 for this. So delta will be equal to minus dr cos phi 1, because I've considered phi 1. So it is minus dr cos phi 1. So this is the equation remains same. Only the difference is, instead of considering the phi values to 0 or 90, we are actually taking phi 1, which is not equal to k pi by 2. Now this, if you consider an example for n is equal to 4 and d is equal to lambda by 2, we need a peak value here. So this, anyways, it will be given. So we take, for example, 60 degree. So the delta value will be minus, this is dr is beta d cos 60. So minus 2 pi by lambda into lambda by 2 into 1 by 2 cos 60. So you get the value minus pi by 2. So again, this varies for each and every cases because pi value, we are considering a different value for different cases. So the only thing to remember is pi 1 is not equal to k pi by 2, which means it is any values of like pi by 2 or 2 pi by 2, 3 pi by 2. So all the cases which we take for 0 and 90, it does not satisfy. So xi is equal to delta. This equation remains same. The only equation which changes based on the phi 1 is delta. Based on that, you'll be calculating the area. So you'll be getting the pattern based on some arbitrary direction. The direction what you take is this phi 1 value. Based on this value, considering in direction, you're going to find out the maximum field of an array. Again, remember these two equations here, which is enough. Apart from that, no much derivation, anything is there in this particular concept. This will actually complete your module 4, chapter 1. Take down one problem. The lower lobe of an 8 element, the lower lobe of an 8 element uniform broadside array was observed to be 45 degree with a frequency of 40 megahertz estimate the distance Now here the question given is you have 8 element, it's a broadside array, and you can see the lower lobe of an 8 element uniform direction. So what does this actual 45 mean is, this is actually the given direction, that is phi naught. That is your first null direction. You have a pattern and the lower lobe of this direction is given. So that is 45. So you have to consider the phi naught equation of an broadside array. Phi naught equation of broadside array is 2 sine inverse of 2 pi by ndr. Find out what is dr first. Dr, you know, it is 2 pi by lambda into, distance is not given. We need to find out. So it is 2 pi by lambda into d. So consider this equation equate to 45 degree. Phi naught is 45. 2 sine inverse of 2 pi by ndr. Simplify this equation. So I'll get 2 2s are 22.5 degree. Sine, you can bring it to this side. Sine inverse. Sine 22.5. 2 pi by n value is 8. This is dr. So it is 2 4. What is sine 22.5? 0.382
This one.
into 4 divided by pi, or you do one thing, write the equation in terms of dr. Bring the dr to this side. So you can just bring this dr to the numerator. This is pi by 4 sine 22.5, which is dr is equal to pi by 4 into 0.382. Calculate this.
2.05 now.
2.05. So dr value is 2.05. But we need to calculate actually the distance. So to calculate the distance, frequency is given. First find out what is lambda. Lambda is c by f, the general equation with velocity of speed of light. That is 3 into 10 power 8. Frequency is 40 into 10 to the power 6. We will be remaining with one more 10. So it is 30 by 4, which is in terms of meter. Okay.
7.5 now.
7.5 meter. Okay. Now consider your this equation, that is dr. So you have to find out what is d. Write the equation in terms of d. It is lambda into dr divided by 2 pi. So lambda value is 7.5. dr value is 2.05 divided by 2 pi. Calculate the distance.
2.44.
2.44. 9 meter. Here the screen. Write down one more. You can try this. 4 isotropic sources are placed. 4 isotropic sources are placed. Sorry, are spaced. Lambda by 6 distance. Lambda by 6 distance apart. Lambda by 6 distance apart. They have a phase difference of. They have a phase difference of pi by 3. They have a phase difference of pi by 3 between adjacent elements. Between adjacent elements, find beam width between first nulls. Beam width between first nulls, or it is also called as first null beam width, and half power beam width, and half power beam width, and draw the pattern. Yesterday's question, you can just check the answers. It was an end-fire array question where n is equal to 5 was given, b is equal to lambda by 2 was given, delta is equal to minus dr was given. It's an end-fire array, so obviously peaks will be, you'll be getting in the direction of 0 and 180. Coming to side lobes. So k is equal to 0, k is equal to 1, k is equal to 2, k is equal to 3, k is equal to 4. So phi value was plus or minus 36.80. You can check while doing 66.4 plus or minus 90 degree plus or minus 113.6 degree plus or minus 143.20 degree. Similarly, null direction, k is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is plus or minus 0. Two values are there, other values invalid. I have not written it. 53.1 degree. This is 78.5. Check it because I have got this answer. 101.5 degree. 126.9 degree. Plus or minus 180 degree. And your half power beam width and first null beam width, that is phi naught value is 106.2 degree. Phi naught by 2 is 53.1 degree. Any confusions in this chapter or in this point sources?
No, ma'am.
Next we have actually chapter 2. There again we'll be studying, just a minute, I'll show you. We have electric dipoles. There you have three important derivations, again completely derivation. So this one, you have, so we have completed this point sources, power pattern, power theorem, radiation intensity, array of two isotropic point sources. When you look into it, it seems like simple. There's one topic, but you have array of two isotropic point sources, 4 cases, you have 5 cases you have studied. Linear array of n isotropic sources of equal amplitude and spacing, you have array factor derivation. Then you have again 4 cases here, along with problems. Next, it is electric dipole. So here, a small introduction of electric dipole. You have short electric dipole. Again here, fields of electric short dipole is something like you have far field and near field, where you have again two derivation based on this fields of short dipole. Radiation intensity, resistance of short electric dipole. I have told you in the third module. 80 pi square L square by lambda square, which we have written directly for calculating the effective aperture. The internals also I had given you the question. So that direct formula which you have written there, you have to actually prove here how that is actually 80 pi square L square by lambda square. Similarly, thin linear antenna is nothing but lambda by one more derivation based on the analysis of linear antenna. And you have lambda by 2 dipole 73 ohm, which is the radiation resistance to prove. Again, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 derivations are there here, which is again electric and magnetic field derivation, which comes in fields of short dipole. I have tried to reduce the derivation. You have to just go through it and just find out which is the easier way. Anyways, the easier way I've written it, but again, depends on you how you take it and write it.